For decades, the world has been completely captivated by the complex, and sometimes tumultuous saga of Prince Charles. His romantic life, fraught with love, loss, scandal, and sacrifice, has been under the microscope of the public eye, whispered about in the hallowed halls of royal palaces, splashed across tabloid headlines, and endlessly analyzed by royal observers from generation to generation. From his tragic and high-profile marriage to the beloved Princess Diana, whose tragic fate captured the hearts of millions, to his more intricate, yet steadfast relationship with Queen Camilla, Charles's love life has oscillated between the extremes of public spectacle and private turmoil. Yet, as time marches on, and Charles enters the autumn of his life at the age of 76, his words have reignited debates and stirred emotions that have captivated the British public and the world. She was the love of my life. But who exactly was the love of his life? Is he referring to the forever missed Diana, the people's princess, whose death left an irreplaceable void in the world? Or is he speaking of Camilla, the woman who stood by him through tumultuous decades, the woman to whom he confessed unwavering loyalty despite the storms of public opinion? Or could it be a historical figure, an unspoken love who haunts the darker recesses of the king's heart, a love lost in time, but never fully forgotten? Unlike his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, who reigned for 70 years, Charles ascended the throne much later in life, at the age of 73. While many people are thinking of retirement and quiet reflection at this age, Charles was thrust into a role that demanded not only power, but also responsibility on a global stage. At this later age, it's clear that his reign is shaped not only by duty and public expectations, but also by personal sacrifice. The monarchy is not just about an individual, but about an institution that is now more fragile than ever before. As public sentiment shifts and more people begin to question whether the monarchy still holds the same relevance in today's modern world, Charles's reign is one that must grapple with the changing times. The monarchy, much like any family, must adapt or risk becoming obsolete. But in the midst of all this, the world watches, captivated by the drama unfolding within the royal family, because, as we know, royal drama never truly ends. Charles's relationships have been examined under the harshest of lights. Every movement, every glance, every smile shared with a lady in public became fodder for speculation. His life was more than just a series of royal engagements. It was a love story full of secret desires and personal pain, played out on the world stage. In a way, Charles longed for a love that was free from the chains of tradition, a love that didn't have to conform to the royal expectations of duty, lineage, and propriety. When Charles married Lady Diana Spencer in 1981, the world believed that they had witnessed the start of a fairy tale romance. The commoner who won the prince's heart. Their wedding, broadcast to over 750 million people across the globe, became a symbol of romantic fantasy, a modern-day Cinderella story. But the cracks in their relationship were evident long before the public was made aware of the truth. The overwhelming media attention and public expectations created a suffocating atmosphere, one that forced Charles and Diana into roles neither could truly inhabit. Diana, the princess adored by millions, was also vulnerable, trapped in an emotionally complex marriage that failed to provide the love and intimacy she so desperately needed. Charles, meanwhile, remained caught in the tug-of-war between royal duty and his personal desires. During their engagement, Charles, perhaps unwittingly, revealed the cracks in his feelings by stating cryptically, "Whatever love means." This phrase would haunt the royal family and set the stage for years of speculation about the true nature of his relationship with Diana. Their marriage, much like the public's perception of it, seemed perfect on the surface, yet it was undercut by immense personal and private struggles. What the world didn't see were the whispers of infidelity, Charles's ongoing affair with Camilla Parker Bowles. In the years following their wedding, rumors spread that Charles had rekindled his relationship with Camilla. The evidence became undeniable when, years later, Charles's authorized biography confirmed the affair. Diana, ever astute, confronted Camilla about it at a party, revealing the emotional toll this betrayal had taken on her. Diana, in her raw honesty, approached Camilla and said, "I know what's going on between you and Charles, and I want you to know that." Camilla's response, seemingly composed, added fuel to the fire. "You've got everything you've ever wanted, men falling in love with you, 2 beautiful children. What more do you want?" Diana's response was simple yet poignant. "I want my husband." In this moment, the public's perception of Charles would be forever altered. Once viewed as a prince who would embody the ideal of romantic love, he was now seen as a distant, cold-hearted figure who had betrayed the woman who had captivated the world's heart. But the reality of Charles's situation was far more complex. As much as Diana was beloved by the masses, her own vulnerability and her struggles, including her battle with bulimia, would shape her relationship with Charles. She was emotionally restrained, unable to fully confront the pressures of the royal spotlight, which ultimately left her isolated in her grief. Charles, however, was equally trapped in his own role, one that demanded he put duty before desire, tradition before personal happiness. Royal chef Mvin Witchery briefly discussed the eating disorder that plagued Diana throughout much of her marriage to Charles. According to Diana's own accounts, her fight with bulimia began shortly after their engagement in 1981 and lasted for nearly a decade. She described it as a secret disease, a form of emotional self-inflicted pain born out of low self-esteem. She struggled with it in silence, a desperate cry for help that the world didn't see at the time. And then came the moment when Charles and Camilla were finally able to live their truth. After years of scandal, pain, and public suffering, the couple quietly married in a civil ceremony in 2005. It was a stark contrast to the grandeur of Charles's first wedding, the low-key affair signaling that, for both of them, the moment was less about public spectacle and more about the bond they had patiently nurtured over the years. Camilla, once vilified by the press as the other woman, was now embraced by Charles as his wife, the woman who had stood by him through decades of personal turmoil. Their marriage was a quiet declaration of loyalty, but it was also a statement to the world that, despite their rocky beginnings, their love had endured. Charles and Camilla have since been inseparable, attending engagements together, and carrying out their royal duties with grace and dignity. The pair, despite enduring a lifetime of controversy and scandal, have become symbols of resilience. But the questions don't stop there. As Charles ascended to the throne, the monarchy itself was forced to confront an entirely new era, where the relevance of the royal family was no longer guaranteed. The pressures of a modern world, and the shadow of past scandals, loomed over Charles's reign. Would this marriage, forged in the fire of public scrutiny, be the unifying force that brought the monarchy into a new era? As King Charles takes on his new role, he must also face the immense task of navigating the monarchy through uncertain waters. The British public remains divided on whether they fully support the monarchy in its current form, and the younger generation of royals, including his son Prince William, face their own challenges and personal battles. The monarchy must adapt, evolve, and find a way to remain relevant in a rapidly changing world. As for Charles and Camilla, their personal history suggests that they are capable of withstanding almost anything, but as with any royal story, the drama is far from over. The saga of Charles, Diana, and Camilla will remain one of the most enduring royal tales of all time. In the face of scandal, heartbreak, and public judgment, Charles and Camilla's love story has persevered, but questions about the future of the monarchy remain unanswered. Will they be able to navigate the evolving royal landscape, or will new challenges force them to rethink their place in history? One thing is certain, the drama, intrigue, and complexity of their lives will continue to captivate the world for years to come.